Hey, Lenny Brecken from Charlotte Consultant Services, excuse me. I'm the general partner of the firm, and I'm going to take you through what the firm does, its history, and what we offer in terms of services and what we may or may not do differently versus the competition. So, first and foremost, we combine economic input to and apply it to financial statement analysis to basically allow business owners to make superior business planning decisions and better manage risk. So a little bit about the history of the firm. It was born out of my work as a financial advisor and realizing that most companies under $5 million do not do any planning or forecasting for the most part. We decided to, I started to start the firm and sort of use my advisory experience as well as my background and leverage that into helping business owners better plan their lives. One of the things I quickly understood is that the planning process for the business was completely separate from the business owners' personal lives, and it should be a continuous process since the owner derives his income from his business. The planning process for both should be combined, not separate. And so usually business owners had an advisor on one hand and an accountant on the other doing their helping them with their books, but neither were really talking to each other. And more importantly, the forecast of the business as input to their own personal financial plan wasn't accurate. So it made the personal planning process incomplete at best. So some of the services we offer, and before I do that, by the way, I should mention I have a background as an institutional investor for 30 years. I ran a hedge fund. I did financial statement analysis as part of the investment process, and I've created many models from hundreds of millions of dollar public companies to determine what they can earn, and use it as and combine that with economic analysis to determine the value of the company, whether we should invest in it or not, basically. In terms of the specific services CCS offers, at the broad level, business planning services, which involves the creation of a business plan, forecasting the financial statements out for 1 to 3 years in detail. We create financial ratio analysis to optimize the business and track its profitability, and also do risk management, things like stress testing the business if sales decline as part of the business planning process. We also offer macroeconomic advisory services to larger companies who are in the business of doing strategic planning, and we act as basically their personal economic advisor in that capacity in providing input in the decision process. In addition, we act as your virtual CFO, and what that entails is basically as an intermediary to your accountant, so that you, the business owner, don't have to be involved in the tax preparation process. Since we're doing your forecasting, we're pretty familiar with the history of the company, so we can better answer any questions your accountant may have. More importantly, broadly speaking, what we offer is better time management for the small business owner. And it frees up their time to focus on what they do best, which is basically generating revenues and creating products. And we worry about how to implement that through quantitatively looking at the numbers. And so we essentially allow the business owner more focus on their business and allowing them to do what they do best. Most business owners don't like the numbers or managing the numbers, so that's where we come in. So a lot of people ask me, well, you sound like a fractional CFO. And I say, well, partially. We don't really get involved in the bookkeeping process or the accounting process. What we do is instead of looking back, we look forward. And setting up the accounting systems and things like that are better served by accountants, not us, which we consider ourselves the people who look at a business based on an investment as an investment. And that distinguishes us from most fractional CFOs, which are CPAs, or they may have specific industry background. So your biggest asset is your business, and we look at it as an investment because that's what we used to do. We were institutional investors in the past, and so that we try and maximize the value of your business by looking at it as an investment and by maximizing its profitability. So that's a big distinction in the way we approach our services to you. In addition, most fractional CFOs don't offer any kind of economic input, and we do detailed macroeconomic research so that we can better plan and make decisions for you. And I think fractional CFOs are good at numbers in general, but they're not good at forecasting the economy. And if you're in an economic sensitive part of the business segment, the business segment, like real estate, things like interest rates really matter, and knowing where we're going up or down really does matter in deciding what you should do and or not do in your business. So that's basically it. You can reach me at 917-701-5231 or at my email at charlotte.consultant.services@gmail.com if you are in need of my services. And I try and keep things simple. I think doing what I do is a little complex, and I try and keep it simple so that you, the business owner, can understand it. And so don't be intimidated by the process. I try and keep the complexity to myself and try and explain what I do in as simple as possible form so that you can understand it and make better decisions. Thanks.